Lesson 1, Resource 2, Using Letters to Represent Numbers in Algebra. Well, let me lasso this rectangle and bring it up front and center. I'll make it a little larger. We use words to describe this. Length. That's really not just a word, it's an idea. The idea of measuring how long something is from end to end. Width, it's the same way. Here's my little arrows going in. Width, it's more than a word, it's an idea of measuring something perhaps shorter than length, although we often don't worry about that. So the first way we use letters is just to shorten these things up. We'll go L for length. And somewhere in my algebra, I might actually write that down, that say W is equal to width. So letters represent ideas, but as you know, they also represent numbers. Let's say the length of this is 10, and let's say the width of this is 3. I can use another word, perimeter. Perimeter is the distance around. And I could say, look, to get the perimeter, you have to go halfway around, which is simply equal to the length and the width. But I have to do it twice because you have to get all the way back again. So there's a length and a width. So here I'm going to just kind of start mixing up words and numbers. It's the length and the width times 2. Now, in this particular case, what is that? That's 10 and 3. I need to add those together because it's 13 that I'm going to double. 13 times 2, which is 26. Now, what I'm showing here is arithmetic, and it's very, very, very useful. But I would like to begin using more representing numbers using letters. So what I do is say, look, over here, let me try this again. Let me represent perimeter with a capital P. I don't know why it's going to be capital. And then for the length, just L plus W for the width. No numbers. Now, that can be frustrating for some students, but the nice thing about it is that this applies to every rectangle that has ever been made or can be thought of. Remember that this part only takes us halfway around, so I'm going to go times 2. There's a lot of flexibility when we have these kinds of formulas. For example, I could say that the perimeter is equal to 2 times the length plus the W. This is just a ways we use symbols. Or I could go the width and the width, 2W, and then the length and the length, 2L, and add them together. Now let me finish with the most important idea about this. I think we have been using arithmetic to add numbers up to get a total. And you're pretty much stuck with that with arithmetic. But what if we actually knew that the perimeter was to be equal to 26? We didn't add up to get it. We started with that. Uh-oh, how do you add up to that? Let's say also that we knew that the length was equal to 10. 2 times 10 is going to be 20. And let's say we wanted to find out what the width would be if the perimeter was 26 and the length were 10. Well, with using letters to represent numbers, I can write an expression, it's really this one, where what I've done is I've substituted in a number for the perimeter and another number for the length, and using algebra, I will be able to calculate W. It's a tremendous new flexibility to be able to put the unknown anywhere in the relationship. And this is what the algebra will do. Well, that's it. I hope it was of some help. As always, please feel free to give feedback. Thanks.